Hello guys, this is Cheyenne again from IELTS Education. First of all, I want to thank you guys sincerely for all the requests you guys have been sending. Last video, I mentioned that we do teach IELTS and CELPIP and English language. We have a whole range of teachers available to help you out with that. And we've got lots of responses, so thank you very much. And I hope we can help you with your English learning process and give you guys great results, just like we always do with our past students. So again, thank you for the great response. It was pretty shocking how many people came from YouTube to ask for lessons, but I do thank you for your business and for any queries you guys had. I also wish that the free material that I provide when you guys request for it helps you in your preparation and genuinely helps you achieve good results. I did get some of you telling me that you actually got to apply those strategies that I mentioned on YouTube and you were able to get good results, which is very satisfying to hear. So I'm glad to be doing this for you guys. And today, in continuation of what we usually do here on YouTube, discuss English, IELTS, and CELPIP, today I want to talk about two things. One question that I'm constantly being asked by people is about the re-evaluation. So we'll talk about that in the first half of this video. The next half we'll talk about vocabulary learning, because that's the second biggest query I'm getting. How do I improve my vocab? Because as you guys know now, for CELPIP 9 or IELTS 7, you cannot just have good English. You know, you cannot if you, for example, in IELTS writing, you write a really good essay and task 1 for without any grammar issue, and you have proper punctuation, good structure, you will still get a 6.5, unless you have good vocab. Good vocab is making all the difference nowadays. So we'll talk about that in the second half of this video. You can fast forward there if you don't want to hear about the revaluation thing. But let's talk about the revaluation thing first. So people are asking about IELTS and CELPIP revaluation. You know, we got a bad mark. We think we deserve better. So what do? Here's my experience. First of all, with IELTS reading and listening and CELPIP reading and listening, don't apply for revaluation. It's really not going to change anything. I've never seen, first of all, personally, I've never seen anybody have any improvement in the scores for reading and listening, okay? Because they're not subjective, right? They're marked based on the correct answers on the answer sheets. So it's very unlikely that the marks will change. In CELPIP, I'm pretty sure 100% that the marks will not change because it's marked by a computer, not a person. However, on the CELPIP website, when you ask them, they say that it's unlikely to change. So that shows that maybe it can change, but I'm very sure it won't. So for reading and listening, if you're thinking about reevaluating your scores, don't do it. It's a waste of money and you're gonna wait for weeks without any hope at the end. So I wouldn't recommend it. For writing and speaking, here's what I've noticed. When people apply for revaluation, just because, you know, maybe we'll be lucky and we might have a chance, 90% of the times nothing happens. The score does not change because we're just trying, right? We just want to get some hope up, get our hopes up. So it's just like the lottery. It's very likely nothing will happen, but I have seen scores change. And that happens only if you have given the exam and you think you deserve more. Once you have that feeling that, you know, I did answer all the questions, I did everything on time, and I followed the structure, and you feel that you really deserved more, then if you reapply, for those students who say that, you know, I felt I did so much better, I deserve more, for people who think that and say that, when they apply for reevaluation, I've seen 50% of the times scores do change, okay? So for writing and speaking, scores do go up if you really believe that you have done a good job. So it's really based on your judgment if you feel like it. But if you know you have done a terrible job, don't apply for it because, of course, you know the answer. So that's one thing. Use your own judgment to see if you deserve a reevaluation. The second thing is, for example, this is only the case in IELTS speaking. Sometimes the examiners there are not really helpful, right? There's sometimes bully students around. It's rare, but it does happen. So if you think the examiner is taking something personally out of this test, apply for reevaluation. You know that there you deserve better. So unfortunately, they do sometimes go personal. In CELPIP speaking, that's not the issue because the examiner is not face-to-face with you. And whenever these things are reevaluated, writing or speaking, they're done by another examiner. So the same person doesn't check it again. So if you feel you were bullied in IELTS speaking, or the examiner wasn't a nice person, you should apply for reevaluation. That does help. Thirdly, if you are with a teacher, with an instructor, let's say you're studying with our company and our teachers are telling you in classes, you deserve a 7.5, you deserve an 8, and you go to the exam and you got a 6 in IELTS, then you apply for evaluation as well, because this is not your judgment, this is the judgment of an expert who feels you deserve more, so you apply for reevaluation. So when you're meeting these 3 conditions, you do get a better score. And remember, don't get your hopes up too much. In IELTS, if you are one of those 50% people who do get a better mark, it'll just be by 0.5. So if you're at 6.5, you'll get a 7, if you're lucky, but not 7.5. So I've never seen, personally, in my personal experience, I've never seen someone get 1 band more in IELTS. They just get 0.5 more. And in CELPIP, they get 1 point more because there's no 0.5 in CELPIP. So if you're at a 7, you'll probably get an 8. But if you're at a 7, don't expect after evaluation you'll get a 9. I've never seen anybody jump 2 points, so it's very unlikely. Most likely you'll jump up 1 point in CELPIP and 0.5 bands in IELTS. Okay? So I hope that helps whenever you guys do the exam, and if you are unfortunate enough to not make it, then you should go with reevaluation based on this criteria that I've mentioned. And again, this is based on my personal experience, which, by the way, has been over 15 years in teaching and for thousands of students, not only mine and my teachers. So it's a pretty legitimate experience and this judgment that you guys can use. But you're more than welcome to use your own judgment when applying for reevaluation. Okay. Let's jump to our next part today, which is about vocab discussion. I have mentioned this in one of my previous videos as well, but now that we have more subscribers, I wanted to let everybody know about this really easy and the best way to learn vocab. There are lots of ways. You can watch TV, watch movies and learn vocab. You can talk to a native speaker, learn vocab, etc. The best way and the most common way for teachers to teach vocab is by giving you a word list. A word list is very simple, right? You have a bunch of words, you just memorize things from it, and that's usually what everybody does. Why everybody does it is because it is the best way to do it. The reason is, if you're given a word list, you can learn 10 words to 20 words a day with the meanings in front of them, and you can learn it much faster. Compared to a movie where you watch it for 1 hour and maybe you pick 10 new words. So it's going to take less time if you have a word list. And usually I try to give more unique strategies which could be more beneficial, but here I'm going to give the very standard strategy: use a word list. In the description, I have posted a link for this website. This is my favorite website for vocab learning. For 2 reasons. One, it has the words that you can actually use, not only in daily speaking, but also in writing. So the general word list, the general vocab here on this website will help you learn things that you can actually use. There are word lists which are so complex that you can never use them. So here you can actually use these words. And if you think these words are too easy in the general vocab, you can scroll up in this website in the link in the description, and you would see the academic word list. Go through that if general is too easy for you. So if you're really able to learn all the words in the general and the academic word lists, there are hundreds of words. You will be able to, first of all, speak very good English, just for English speaking purposes. And for IELTS and CELPIP, you'll be able to speak as well as write really good vocab. Okay, and the second reason I like this website is because it has exercises too. So once you see the words, like in group 1, group 2, once you go to the website, you'll understand. Below them, you will see exercises 1 to 5, and so on. Do those exercises. They'll help you, they'll test you actually on the words you have learned, and they will ask you to use the words in correct sentences. So that will help your understanding of these words. Okay, so that's why I really love this website. Plus, maybe this is the third thing. If you click on any word there, it'll give you the description of the word. So it'll tell you the meaning of the word too, which makes it highly useful. Okay, now Once you go to this website, what you have to do for learning good vocab is make a target. Please make a target. It's really important. Make a target of 10 words a day minimum, or maximum 30 words a day. So 10 to 30 words a day. 10 words at least, because you don't want to be lazy. Learn at least 10. 30 words, because if you learn more than 30, most likely you'll forget. So I think the human mind can retain 30 words a day. So make a target. And if you do this consistently, in 1 or 2 months, you will learn hundreds of new words. Okay? So do that. This is for learning vocab. Learning vocab now and applying vocab to your writing and speaking are completely different things. There are people who know lots of fancy words but don't know how to use any of them. You might have struggled with the same thing. You know, you learn something one day with the vocab and you can never write it or speak with that vocab. The reason is when we learn, we have to make sentences out of them. So if you learn a word like abrupt, abrupt means fast. Make 5 sentences out of that word. So for example, I'm going to make 5 sentences based on my life. I'm a teacher and I do YouTube. So maybe I can say, I don't have time today, so I'm abruptly going to make a YouTube video. Or number 2, I had one of my students who passed abruptly because they took the course 2 days before their exam, so quickly. Or snowing outside, so the snow abruptly piled up to 10 centimeters within a few minutes of time. So you see, now I'm using the word abrupt in multiple fashions with the usage based on my life. This will help my mind remember how to use it, because it's familiar to the events of my life, right? If I just look at the word abrupt, it means quick. Okay, next word, I guarantee you, you'll forget it in 2 days. Okay, so don't just look at the meaning, make sentences, and make sentences based on your life. So you pick a word, make 5 sentences based on it, next word 5 sentences, and so on. Okay, this will really help you with memory retention. And don't forget, after 1 or 2 weeks, obviously you want to come back and revisit those words. Make sure you still remember those. All right? So you keep doing this for your vocab. It will help you drastically improve in vocab for speaking and writing. But it will also help you when you're listening, when you are reading different texts. And that would do wonders for your score, especially in IELTS reading with those difficult words they put in the academic readings. You will definitely benefit if you have good vocab. Okay, I hope this video helps. If you guys have any more questions, please comment, send me an email. Please subscribe to my channel to get more content. I'm planning to upload more videos per week, but thankfully to you guys, you keep me very, very busy with your sessions. So if you also need sessions, you need classes, send me an email. Link is in the description of our website and my email. I'll love to help you guys out in your learning journey. And until then, I'll post another video on YouTube, maybe within the next 2 to 3 days, with more guidelines on reading and listening. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.